Welcome to Modern Stoic Message, your space where ancient wisdom meets the chaos of modern life. If you're seeking grounded philosophy to navigate uncertain times, you're exactly where you need to be. Today we're going back nearly 2,000 years to revisit one of the most difficult periods in Roman history, a time when even the most powerful man in the empire, Emperor Marcus Aurelius, faced the terrifying grip of a pandemic. But more than just a history lesson, this episode is about what we can learn from how he responded, and how Stoicism becomes not just a philosophy, but a way of surviving emotionally, mentally, and spiritually during times of crisis. Let's set the stage. In 165 AD, the Roman Empire was struck by what is now known as the Antonine Plague, a deadly epidemic likely brought back by soldiers returning from the East. Historians estimate that the plague killed between 5 to 10 million people. At a time when the population of the empire was around 60 million, the symptoms, as recorded by ancient physicians like Galen, suggest it may have been smallpox or measles. Regardless of its exact nature, the impact was catastrophic. Cities emptied, the military weakened, trade disrupted, and fear spread across every level of society. And in the center of it all stood Marcus Aurelius, emperor, philosopher, and Stoic. Now here's what's remarkable. In his personal writings, what we now read as the Meditations, Marcus barely mentions the plague directly. Why? Not because he didn't care, but because he believed deeply in focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not. As he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is classic Stoicism in action. Disease, death, fear, they're real, but panic, despair, and anger, these are reactions. And reactions are within our control. Instead of succumbing to fear, Marcus Aurelius chose composure. Instead of retreating into isolation, he remained at his post, leading, writing, reflecting. Despite being personally affected, losing friends, soldiers, even family, Marcus did not abandon his duties. He continued governing. He issued aid to regions devastated by disease. He made decisions for the public good, even when it came at personal cost. This is the Stoic ideal of virtue in action. As emperor, he could have isolated himself in a palace and left others to manage the crisis. But he didn't. Why? Because Stoicism isn't about avoiding pain. It's about doing what is right despite pain. He believed, as he often wrote, that life isn't about comfort, it's about character. Now, fast forward to today. In recent years, we've all been through a pandemic. We've all faced uncertainty, loss, fear, and disruption. Just like the Romans, we've seen systems break down, we've seen leaders tested, and we've been forced to reflect on how fragile and precious life really is. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that we may not control the storms of the world, but we can learn to anchor ourselves. You can be in the middle of a storm and still stand firm. That's Stoicism. Let's look at 3 practical tools Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics offer us. Number 1. Amor Fati, or love your fate. Accept what happens as part of a larger order. Not resignation, but embracing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. As Marcus wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Number 2. Memento Mori, or remember death rather than fearing death. Reflect on it, not as a morbid thought, but as a reminder to live intentionally. Every moment is a gift. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years, he wrote. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Number 3. The Dichotomy of Control. Separate what you can control from what you can't. Only focus on what's yours to govern. Let's pause for a moment of reflection. Think of a recent challenge, a moment when you felt overwhelmed. Ask yourself, was I focused on things outside my control? What would a Stoic do in my place? Could I have responded with more calm and purpose? These small questions shape big lives. Marcus did this every day. That's what the Meditations was. His journal of self. He wasn't writing to be admired. He was writing to stay grounded. You can do the same. Marcus Aurelius died in 180 AD, likely from the very plague he fought so hard to manage. But his legacy, it lives, not in monuments, not in conquests, but in words, in thoughts, in the quiet strength of a mind trained not to run from reality, but to meet it with dignity. That's what makes him relevant, not just to historians, but to you. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Here at Modern Stoic Message, we bring timeless wisdom to your daily life, one principle at a time. And before you go, I'll leave you with a question. In a time of crisis, are you a source of calm or another spark in the fire? You can't stop the storm, but you can be the lighthouse. Thank you for watching. And remember, the plague may destroy the body, but the well-trained mind remains free. See you next video and the next Modern Stoic Message.